In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create this Gothic headpiece. By the end of this video, you should be able to make your own if you want to. So let's get started. We're beginning with the branches that will form the central decoration of your crown. For this entire hair accessory, we're using this 24-gauge gunmetal black wire. You'll need a variety of crystal and pearl beads. I've got a selection of oval, round, and teardrop-shaped beads. I'll show you the specific order of the beads as I make the branches. Just follow that to create yours. You'll also need a black metal headband base. This one is 3 mm wide. To make the first branch, take your wire and cut about 80 centimeters of it. This gunmetal black wire I'm using is strong, yet pliable, and gives that perfect dark aesthetic. Measure 15 centimeters from the beginning of the wire and bend it there. Start with an oval crystal bead. Thread it onto the wire and bring it to where you just bend it. Bring the wires together at the base of the bead. To twist the wire, turn the bead around until you have about 1 centimeter of twisted wire. Now, create your first cluster of beads. Put on 5 small beads in total, alternating between 4 and 3 mm beads. Create a small loop up from the main branch and twist the wire back towards the stem. Leave about half a centimeter space to twist the wire and secure the beads in place. Now twist the wire for half a centimeter in length before each offshoot on the branch. Make another 5-bead cluster on the other side. Position each offshoot on alternating sides of the stem, leaving about a half centimeter space between the bead and the stem. Continue building up your branch like this, following the order I'm showing on screen, or use any beads that you happen to have. I bought these crystal beads years ago, so I can't link them for you anymore. But I'll see if I can find similar metallic beads and put the links in the description box. Honestly, I wanted to make a Gothic headpiece for ages. Recently, I finally sat down and watched the Netflix show Wednesday. It inspired me to create something darker and more dramatic, and this headpiece is the result. This is the central branch all done. You'll need 2 of them. The second one should be a mirrored version of the first one. Once those central branches are done, you can move on to the next embellishments. Cut about 70 centimeters of wire. Measure 15 centimeters from the beginning of the wire and bend it there. Start with a small oval crystal bead. Thread it onto the wire. Bring it to where you just bend it. Position each offshoot on alternating sides of the stem, just like you did with the first branches you made. Leave about a ½ centimeter space between the beads and the stem. Just like before, I'll pop the bead order for these on the screen for you. We're building up a Gothic headpiece, so each component adds to the overall fullness and drama. Here's how the second, slightly shorter branch looks like. You need 4 decorative branches in total for the sides of the headpiece, which will eventually form 2 arches, sitting on either side of the main central decoration. To ensure a really seamless blend, and to add a little extra sparkle, create 2 smaller branches. Cut about 40 centimeters of wire. These branches will nestle perfectly right next to where your side arches will end, helping to make everything look cohesive. Again, keep an eye on the screen for the bead pattern for these. the two mirrored versions of the branches. And for the final touch on your branch elements, you need 3 little branches. These are going to sit right in the center of the arches. You know the drill. Bead order is on screen. Right, with all your branches made, it's time to prepare your headband base. First, grab your spool of wire. You're going to thread all the beads you need onto this wire before you even start wrapping. This is a little trick that makes sure you don't run out of wire in the middle of wrapping the beads. The pattern is a repeating sequence, 1 6mm black pearl, followed by 1 6mm round metallic black crystal bead, and then 1 4mm metallic black crystal bead. Repeat this pattern a total of 33 times. Once all those beads are threaded on, take the end of your wire and wrap it securely around the headband a few times to anchor it. Now slide your first pearl bead down, position it snugly, and wrap the wire tightly around the headband right behind it. This secures it firmly. Then, slide your 2 crystal beads down, position them right next to the pearl, and wrap the wire around the base again. You'll need to continue this process all the way until you reach the other end of the headband. Here's the base all done. I really love how it shimmers. Now comes the exciting part, attaching the branches to the base. Let's start with our central decoration. Find the center of your headband. Measure 3.5 centimeters outwards, and that's where your first central branch will go. Attach it securely by wrapping each of its wires around the headband in opposite directions. This gives it a really firm hold. Snip off any excess wire. and gently press down the ends so they're completely smooth and don't catch on hair. Now take the second, mirrored central branch and attach it 3.5 centimeters away from the center on the other side of the headband. Once both are secure, this is where you create the arch. Grab a small piece of wire. Use that small piece of wire to connect the tips of the two central branches together, forming an arch. Twist it neatly and trim any excess. With your main arch in place, let's move on to the sides. Attach your next decorative branch just one bead away from your central one. Then, measure about 7 centimeters along the headband base. Or if it's easier, count 7 pearl beads and attach your second side branch there. Just like before, once both are attached, use a small piece of wire to form an arch with those 2 branches. And then, repeat the whole process on the other side. Now attach those 2 small branches you made earlier right next to where your side arches end. These are perfect for making everything look blended and finished. And finally, attach the 3 tiny branch decorations you made to the center of each of your 3 arches. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I have loads of other hair accessory tutorials right here on my channel if you're looking for more inspiration. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.